Incredible acts of our first responders often go unseen.
Here at AZTV7, we like to shine light on them in a series called Heroes of Arizona, hosted by Mike Broomhead, brought to you by West Shore Home.
Take a look.
There are people in every community working hard to make our neighborhoods, our cities, and our state a better place to live. They're committed each day to fulfilling a promise to serve, protect, and to make a positive impact on those around them. We call them the Heroes of Arizona. Boxing and Barry Manilow? Sounds like an unlikely pair, but for one Phoenix police officer, that combination fits like a glove.
So I've got to bring this up. Barry Manilow. How does that fit
Absolutely.
you?
Well, you know, and it drives my wife crazy because, you know, she wants to kill herself when she's in the car with me, but it just takes me back to being a kid, happy times, being with my family, and it's just something that's always stuck with me.
Commander CHRIS EYRICH has been serving the city of Phoenix for more than 20 years, leading with his heart.
So how does boxing fit into all this? Well, Coach Pete Chavez owns a gym in the heart of Phoenix, and it was vandalized by some gang members. And that's when Commander Chris and some fellow officers jumped in the ring to help out.
When we had reported some vandalism and some trouble I had with gang members, you know, because of us trying to prevent kids, you know, our teens from becoming gang members themselves. So when we had a lot of trouble with that, he became involved after I called the department. He did a great job of like comforting him, talking to him, being an excellent role model and just inspiring. He was very like, you know, inspiring with them. To me, that's like, you know, that's huge.
Serving the community is a part of the job for every officer, but because Commander EYRICH has such a passion for improving the lives of the people around him, serving the community is a part of who he is.
When your life is over, you want to be able to look back and think, because I was here, I made a difference. This place, maybe even in a small way, is better because I came this way. And when we take the time to really connect with the community and do things that are meaningful, whether it is through enforcement or with community action and involvement, or with the schools and the things that we do through the educational institutions, there's so many different paths to serve. It's not just all about chasing bad guys. There's many opportunities to give back to the community and really be a part of something bigger.
Chris understands that the mandate is not just to protect and serve, but it's to take care of everybody.
Commander Chris draws his strength from the community he serves, but he too was almost dealt a knockout blow.
In January of 2018, I went to my regular dermatologist appointment. I had a mole that looked a little weird, and doctor said, "Hey, Chris, I just want some other eyes to take a look at this." Next thing you know, there's 5 other doctors in there, and the old gray-haired guy says, "Take it out right now." And I got a call the next day, and they said, "Hey, Chris, I'm very sorry to tell you this is nodular melanoma." Had surgery, went through a year of chemo. And then for about 10 or 11 months, I was cancer-free, which was nice. And then unfortunately, in March of this year, it came back again in my lymph nodes, right back to where I started.
Devastating news that no one ever wants to hear, but it's how Chris handled it that shows his true character.
So at the time, I was the lieutenant of the K-9 unit. And so I started meeting with all of the officers there in the K-9 unit, and I went over to our special assignments unit because those officers are out on scenes for hours on end, in the sun. They can't leave because there's nobody that's going to come relieve them. They have to work situations through all the way until completion. And so I thought it was very important. So I met with all those officers and started to talk to them. I showed them, you know, cops love to see stuff to get it through our thick skulls. I showed them my scar. I showed them the photographs, the tubes coming out of my legs. I said, "This is what's going to happen if you don't go get checked out."
And there are people in this agency that actually had to have some cancerous removed that they credit you for saving them.
You want to think you can get up every day, no matter what's going on, you can solve the problem, you can help them out, you can do anything. But what he did by sharing his ailment and sharing his cancer story with us is he wanted us to recognize, and we do recognize, that it's okay to be human. You don't have to be superhuman all the time.
Cancer has really dialed Chris into what's most important to him: his family, the people around him, and putting smiles on the faces of the community that he serves.
You can tell he's very passionate. That's what I like, because I'm the same way. I'm very passionate about, my kids, the community, and I love that about him.
Really, that's what it comes down to. It's not the effect he had as an officer, but how did he affect his fellow man? That's what it's about, and that's what a hero is, and that's what I think Chris is.
Most of the heroes in our community improve our lives quietly and with great humility. You may never meet them, you may never know who they are, but if you meet one like CHRIS EYRICH, you'll remember them for the rest of your life. That's what makes him a hero of Arizona.